Part 2. Azure Moon. Heartstring Moon. The King's Triumphant Return. Following the death of Rodrigue, Dimitri begins to question his desire for revenge. His troubled mind turns to the kingdom capital and how he might end the chaos plaguing Fargus once and for all.
Our victory at Drondor was certainly a turning point for us. However, Rodrigue's death has been difficult to bear. We've lost considerable military strength and resources. If we split up the soldiers currently defending the monastery, we should have sufficient numbers to invade the Empire. But even then...
Your Highness, you should be resting. Your wounds are still healing. I am well, I assure you. More importantly, may I have a moment of your time? Thank you. I wish to apologize to all of you. I have led you down this dark path with me, and have caused so much suffering along the way. I cannot tell you how sorry I am for my behavior. There is no apology I could offer that would be sufficient.
And how do you intend to make up for my father's death?
Felix, I realize words alone are not enough to repent, but I fear they are all I have.
I'm not after more empty words. I want you to speak through your actions.
I know that no amount of regret can ever bring back the lives we have lost. I know that well. It is like patching up a tear with a different material. Things can never be as they were. The best I can hope for is to make things whole again. I wish to do the right thing from now on. That is why I have made a decision. I intend to take back the kingdom capital. I wish to save our people. Those who I turned my back on for far too long. To follow my heart and do the right thing. That is the only way I can atone for my sins.
Your Highness, if we can win back Fhirdiad, it will give us the advantage in our war against the Empire. As one who has served the royal family for ages, know that your words bring me great joy and pride. That said, I must point out that if we make for Fhirdiad, the Emperor's head will slip further out of reach. Can you live with that?
I still hold hatred in my heart for her, and for the ones responsible for the tragedy. That I will carry with me until death. But my life is my own. It belongs to no one else, and it is high time that I started living for what I believe in. I will no longer allow the voices of the dead to bind me. This is something that I must do. No, something that I am choosing to do. I will accomplish my aim, even if it means risking my life to do so.
Understood, Your Highness. So, any objections?
You are correct. We cannot afford to die in vain by recklessly challenging the Empire.
I'm worried about Lady Rhea. But if this is the choice you've made, I support it.
I am at your command, Your Highness. I will follow you anywhere.
My sword is at your service, Your Highness.
I'll help too. The people in Fhirdiad need us.
Fine, I'll help you, in my father's stead. But in return, you must win. You know that, don't you, Dimitri?
I do. And I swear on my father's lance that we will prevail.
Then it is decided. It seems this war council has much to discuss. Our next stop is Fhirdiad, the kingdom capital, for the future of Fargus.
And that, I think, is a lovely scene. Hey everyone, welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses. In the last episode, we went for the battle of the Eagle Line again, except in a much more darker circumstance. And unfortunately, a tragedy occurred. We lost Rodrigue and also Raphael in the process. But seems like Dimitri has come round, and I gotta say, normally we wouldn't do this, but I feel like we can explore the monastery just once. And just go around what we need, what we can do, etc, etc. And let's just talk about what happened. Now, I'll get the elephant out of the room straight away. I feel like the scene with Rodrigue's death, it was kind of... How do I put this? The gravitas of it was taken away for sure.
Why do you say that?
Well, I wouldn't say Rodrigue's death, but just like the plot twist in general of like the sisters. Like, oh no, she turned on us. What a shock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of foreshadowed blatantly, and it really didn't come as a surprise. As well as the scene with Rodrigue dying, it stuck on a image of Dimitri looking at Rodrigue. Really didn't seem like he was torn up about it. I will say that. No, don't get me wrong. The voice acting for Dimitri, yeah, that was great. A great performance, absolutely. And pretty much his voice acting's been spot on through this entire series. So you know what? Big up to the voice actor. But with the way the image looked, it just looked like Dimitri was just slightly annoyed. It's like, oh no, you're dying. What a shame. Oh no, just sort of took the moment out of it. But that's the only complaints I have in the grand scheme of things. The scene in general, though, I really like it, and I'll be honest, I wasn't honestly expecting Dimitri to come back round.
You weren't?
No, I was honestly expecting the old classic saying of like you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself as the villain. And I thought Dimitri would go past that dark road and in the end we'd have to kill him, because it kind of was foreshadowed a little while ago when Dimitri referenced the fact that we have the sword. It's like, oh, you have the sword. Last time that was used, it was used to take down the tyrant king. Awkward pause. Yeah, so I thought that's what they were alluring to, but thankfully no. So you know what? It was a pleasant surprise, and it opens the way for a lot more story and a lot more character development, which I'm all for. And I guess just the scene with everyone agreeing with Dimitri, it is kind of odd how Ingrid and Sylvain didn't get a word in. Meanwhile Setef did.
And this is probably me hoping for too much, but I was kind of hoping Felix to have at least some kind of reaction to his father's death. But again, I know this is Felix, so I shouldn't be expecting too much.
People die. That's it. That's all the empathy I got. Which some people would argue is like, eh.
I was kind of hoping for like, oh, I took advantage of my father's, like, I didn't spend enough time with him. I don't know.
That can come with it. His heart to hearts.
That's true.
you don't know. But overall, though, it's a nice, uplifting feeling. I gotta say, the music that accompanied that scene was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Anyway, though, let's get to talking to people and just seeing what updates have occurred. And also, surprisingly enough, no side quest bridge. Except for, the one that Gilbert gave us, but we can take care of that.
I'm relieved the prince seems to have finally come to his senses. Though it's a real shame that Lord Rodrigue passed away. It really is. But now, I think we're starting to see a sliver of hope for the future of Fodlan.
Also, Raphael's dead.
Yeah.
But yada yada yada.
It's always so peaceful coming back here. But it's hard to relax knowing we have to go out on another expedition again so soon. And now we're headed to the kingdom? That sounds hard. Oh, really hard, don't you think? Of course you'd say that. Why'd I even ask?
Good day to you too, Bernie.
This looks delicious. Let's eat.
Ooh, I love this stuff. Did you know that?
It looks like a peach in a cup. How are you two loving a peach in a cup? Fine dining my ass.
Oh, it looks like we can do stuff with Dimitri now.
Yes,
Yep.
do stuff. And seems like he wants a unique conversation with us, so we'll get the right on that eventually.
Mm-hmm. Ah.
How were you cooking like that in that attire?
We're so close to leveling up our professor.
We'll be a professor then. We were a fraud until now. But now we'll actually be called a professor. Hi, Shamir, who scoffs at us.
Professor,
Wow, that's close. I like what everyone cleared off as soon as
thank you
he
for your help
turned up.
today, Professor. Please, allow me to express my gratitude by taking you to dinner. Fantastic. Please think about what you'd like to eat. After all, such magnificent guidance must work up quite an appetite.
His voice is a lot less gruff now.
Yeah, almost weird.
I've studied swordsmanship for some time, but your mercenary skills are something else entirely. Speaking of which, there's another question I must ask you.
Is my
Were
dad
you
dead?
reconciled with the reality of battle from your first foray? With the killing part, I mean?
It makes me wonder, is this voice so soft is because this was meant to be for the child version of him?
Makes a good point.
That's awkward. With that face.
I see. No. I do not carry that burden well. I doubt that will change, no matter how many years come and go. The first time I led on the battlefield, I was sent to quell a rebellion in the west. It was not a difficult fight. The enemy was not well trained and their morale was low. A swing of the lance and your opponent falls. A flash of your blade and a path opens up. That's the sort of battle it was. Easy, right? The noble family from that area sought to seize the throne after my father's untimely death. The leader of the rebel army was defeated and the rebellion quelled. This was at the height of the post-war period. I recall coming across a dead soldier's body. He was clutching a locket, and inside was a lock of golden hair. I don't know to whom it belonged. His wife? His daughter? Mother? Lover? I'll never know. He was a soldier, an enemy, someone we had cut down without hesitation. But in that moment, I realized he was also a real person, just like the rest of us. Of course, we cannot stand idly by and allow anyone to commit senseless acts of violence. Yet, in dispensing what we call justice, we take the lives of cherished family members, beloved friends. Killing is part of the job, but even so, there are times when I'm chilled to the bone by the depravity of my own actions. That you feel the same way is more comforting than you could know. Professor, may I speak freely? When we first met, I thought of you as someone who felt no strong feelings about killing your enemies. I could never trust someone who kills without batting an eye. My heart won't allow it. But after speaking with you and getting to know you better, I can see you're not like that. Now I know, with all my heart, that I can trust you. Thank you for that.
Okay, that was awkward. It's really kind of creepy now. How it's like, I will kill everyone. You're blocking our way, you douchebag. I will kill you. I swear to God, I will kill you. I've had a talk about killing, so I know about killing.
So we're turning around.
Anyway, where was I?
Ridiculous. Tell him to cease this nonsense. Isn't there a saying in Vodland? Something about those with power knowing how to use it. If he's not careful, the goddess will send her saints to smite him. Not that I believe that.
Dude, we are the goddess. Slow on the uptake.
I see. I agree that we should head for Fhirdiad, but let's not forget our search for Lady Rhea. The soldiers from the church are going to set up a base at the Great Bridge of Myrden. They'll be able to keep up the search while we head for the kingdom capital.
Yes, thank you, Mercy. That's stuff I already know.
The kingdom capital. It's been way too long since I was there last. Oh, Professor, I didn't mean... it's not that I'm looking forward to it or anything. Please don't tease me like that. It's just, when I think of us finally saving everyone in Fhirdiad, it makes me a little happy. Okay, maybe a lot happy. The kingdom capital is under the tight control of Cornelia, who was ennobled by the Empire. Judging by what we heard from Lord Rodrigue, it sounds like she's a tyrant. But all of that ends soon. Let's get there quickly.
It's almost like you're a protagonist and you're like saving people. Not typecasting at all. But to the point I want to get back to. It's almost creepy how Dimitri's gone like, I will kill everyone to, we're friends now. Everything is sunshine and rainbows. I love you, Professor.
But I do not
like,
think that is accurate.
Okay.
What he was until recently is what he had been for as long as I've known him. So tortured by his compassion for the fallen that it had driven him mad. He has always been too kind to be king. He has always felt too much for the weak and the dead. That is exactly why I look up to him.
Good for you.
Professor, I really caused trouble for you, didn't I? I am so sorry, truly. I am also eternally grateful to you. Now, it's time to go to the kingdom capital. I hope that you will lend me your strength once again.
As if I had the choice.
True. Dimitri's completely changed. Or maybe I should say he's finally back to normal.
A little bit
Either
too
way,
normal.
I'm glad he's come around to the idea of retaking Fhirdiad. With our current troops, there's no way we could handle the Imperial capital. We wouldn't even get past Fort Mercius.
Maybe. I don't feel like I can just forget all the awful stuff he's done. But if His Highness is owning up to his past and trying to move forward, I figure I can give him that chance. We've been friends since we were kids. I'm gonna be there for him all the way to the end.
Good, otherwise I'm afraid I'm gonna have to leave you there.
We buried Lord Rodrigue's body ourselves. There wasn't time to do things properly. It pains me that I was unable to take him home to his territory. Once this war is over, I'd like to hold a proper funeral for him. For now, we need to focus on taking back Fhirdiad. All will be well eventually. I know we can win.
Oh, it would appear we can't check the grave. That's a little weird. I like how it's you saying that, Ingrid, and not Felix.
Yeah.
I want to bury my dad, but I don't care. He was lucky I got a shovel.
I need to taking back the land of home has the most importance. That is why I am fighting. All for my
Why are you
land of
speaking
home.
to Marianne with a pretty hat?
Actually, there is more. I am also fighting for you. And for everyone here.
Edelgard, Claude, His Highness,
And me.
all the house leaders from way back when, assembled again at Gronder. I wonder what their thoughts were as they headed out to the battlefield.
Bold. Okay, never mind. sorry. I just thought like it seems like you're bold, lady.
Gratitude. I am very grateful to you. I could never have achieved this on my own. This is all thanks to you and Lord Rodrigue. This month, we will invade Fhirdiad by way of the Fraldarius domain. Leave the negotiations with House Fraldarius to me. You make ready for the actual battle. It's a tricky business, but we are taking our first steps forward. I have a request.
Find some flowers and give them to Gilbert as a gift. Okay.
Thank you.
Whoa, hang on. What stuff does he want?
Leave the negotiations. It's a tricky.
What about the side quest? Oh, they're requested. Find some flowers and give them to Gilbert as a gift. What?
Oh, they're flowers found in the wild.
Well, never mind. Apparently that woman has stopped in amazement of what you've done.
Final Fantasy 15, by the way. The name of the flowers.
Yep. Well, hopefully now he can shut up and give us a goddamn cavalry.
And the camel meal. Can't forget the camel meal.
Oh no, makes great tea.
Is it tricky? Thank you. Thank you very much.
And we get Dusker cavalry, so basically it's just the one horse. Because Dusker's dead. Yeah, sure, let's get that in there. You've got... Door took a while.
I never used to care whether I lived or died.
I go through a chair.
But after seeing so much death firsthand, I now realize how
I'm
precious
actually
life
dead
truly
because I'm a ghost who goes through a chair.
And I don't like how she's talking about that right behind a chair.
Uh-huh. Oh my god! Alice!
What?
You say Marianne's gonna hang herself? Life is pointless. No!
I'm ashamed of how arrogant
Marianne, I want to give you a hug!
that death could mean so little.
Stay away from chairs! God's sake, don't have a rope! Or a ceiling fan! Or anything! Choose life! Please! That took a dark turn.
He'll need to excel as a leader if he's to make up for my old man's death. Though if my father could see Dimitri now, he'd be glad to have made the sacrifice. Don't you dare tell anyone I said that.
I like people. Don't tell anyone. Even though I have admired Bernie and said that Flane was okay. Oh, I'm brooding.
Really? Oh, standing face to face with those whom I went to school with. On the field of battle. How inhuman war is. How horrifying. My heart feels shattered. It is my hope that this war marks the end of such foolish behavior.
It will. As soon as you grow a foot. Or an inch. Anything, really.
So many people died in the battle at Gronder. And here we are, preparing for the next battle as if nothing happened the day before. It's almost easier to think about war as theater.
Ignore me. I didn't do anything. Excuse me, ladies. Excuse me, ladies. Oh God, I'm an idiot. Well, I guess I'm just gonna go to an idiot corner.
Something like that. If an accident happens on stage, the next day's performance must be unaffected.
Yep.
Everyone
To the
just
idiot corner he
pretends
goes.
everything's fine, focusing on their role in the play.
Can I give you a hug too? Nice.
Yes.
Everyone's affected by different aspects of the story. You know what? I kind of really love that.
Mm-hmm.
It's also one of the reasons why I don't feel torn up about not recruiting everyone. Because you get to see unique dialogue and different things can play out.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, you don't have to get 100% on your playthroughs every time. It just makes things a bit more interesting. Also, I do not know how to sing.
I'll keep my voice down. Don't want people thinking I'm vying for attention. But how loud is too loud? Learning these things gives me great difficulty.
Yes! We became a professor by singing! Yes! But you know what that means? We don't get an extension on that because the game is cruel and nonsensical. Thanks, game. Really appreciate that shite.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Fargus, but I've never actually been to Fhirdiad. Do you think it'll still be cold at this time of year? I can't even imagine.
Well, we'll just ignore those as ladies in the background.
Good point. I'll check with His Highness.
That's right. Can you believe it, Professor? Dimitri actually apologized to me. Remember that awful business between him and my Uncle Randolph? He just came by and said he was sorry for all that. That was behind us as far as I was concerned. But even so...
Oh, Randolph was his uncle.
Yeah.
It seems like he's changed for the better.
Changed for the better, but at the same time, dude, we kind of killed your friend, your training buddy. Really got nothing to say about that? I mean,
Maybe.
I feel kind of gypped now. Fhirdiad got something, but not Raphael.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what a gyp.
That's because of all the flowers I gave him.
Whoops.
Who is it? Oh, Professor. What brings you here at this hour? I am most sorry for disturbing you. The hour is late, Professor. You should be resting in preparation for the day to come. I was offering my prayers to the goddess.
This
It is all
pile
that I
of
can
rubble.
do now. I told you I was in service of the royal family, yes? When I was only a young soldier, the king saw fit to make a knight of me. I was given the great honor of guiding and protecting the royal family.
What do those words mean?
It was similar to your own work. I was a teacher of sorts. I instructed both King Lambert and Prince Dimitri in the arts of combat, tactics, and academia. I also did all in my power to keep them safe. Until that day. I was unable to fulfill my duty. I was powerless. Yes, When I received word of the attack, it was already too late. His Majesty was dead, along with many knights and soldiers. If only I had made it to Duscur more quickly. It is my fault that His Highness Dimitri has become the way he is now. After that, I abandoned my wife and child and fled my homeland. I turned my back on everything I swore to protect. My sins are countless. I will bear the weight of my guilt for as long as I live. Apologizing to my daughter and wife, devoting myself to His Highness. That is the way to atonement. And yet, even if I am granted the forgiveness of those who still live, praying is all I can do to atone to those who are with us no more. Long ago, there was someone who told me something quite similar. Forgive me. This will not do. As I grow older, I find myself talking endlessly about the past. But it is too late for such things now. I have finished my prayers. We should return.
Things we didn't already know, but still though. It's nice to hear those things from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like we have one more conversation to do, so let's get to it. Wonder who it's between.
Professor?
Yeah, I'd love to hear more about you.
This may seem a bit sudden, but I want to thank you, Professor. That is, for letting me live my life the way I want. I've noticed you've been giving me fewer of those soul-revealing gazes lately. I appreciate you making an effort to not trouble yourself over who I spend my time with. Well, of course. Did you think I wouldn't notice? It's kind of sweet in its own way. Professor, may I tell you a story about when I was younger? I was an orphan, living in the back alleys of Enbar, until one day I was overheard singing. That was when my new life began. I was suddenly a songstress in the Middle Franc Opera Company. Performers, nobility. I met so many people. But none of them ever really knew me. I was just some young, pretty girl who could sing. A spectacle to be admired. Even though everyone praised my looks and my voice and they showered me with gifts. I knew one day I'd be old. My looks would fade, my voice would change. I wouldn't sound the same. And I started to wonder, when I did get old, what would I have left? I'd be old, alone, and back on the streets of the capital, right where I'd started. You can never be certain about what the future will bring. I never had much to begin with in life, and I worry that one day I'll be that way again. That's why I keep searching for someone who will love me. Someone unaware of the songstress, who can love a girl that used to be scared and alone on the streets of the capital. I wonder if such a strange person can even exist.
That was really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's something that a lot of people could take from that little thing. You're only as good as the people you have around you. And I think we got a lot of great people around us.
Mm-hmm.
And on a personal note, hoot hoot. I've also got someone nice next to me right now. But on that note, guys, nice touching moments. Been a bit of a roller coaster day.
Yeah.
But I think we can go leave that on a nice, light-hearted tone. And if we look at the calendar really quick, we don't have any auxiliary missions or paralogs. Well, we're paralogs. So it would seem we don't have anything to do for this month.
Unless we do some supports and that triggers a paralog.
Yeah. But guys, if that's the case, then we can jump straight to we can jump straight to the next story mission. We are going to do some prep, and we're gonna explore the monastery, go on fights, etc., etc. But we shall be doing that on stream. So if you want to tune in, we will be streaming that at some point, and we'll probably have a highlight video by the time this comes out. So on that note, guys, thank you very much for watching. I've been Lightning.
I'm Alice.
And if you like this video, be sure to like it. If you didn't like it, well, you can go back to the streets of Enbar. But if you want to subscribe to see more content like this, then be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you all next time.